Loki is one of the most complex and misunderstood figures in Norse mythology. Neither fully god nor mortal, neither purely evil nor truly loyal, but a being defined by contradiction, chaos, and transformation. Born to the giant Farbati and the goddess Loki and raised among the gods of Asgard through a blood oath with Odin that bound him to the Aesir despite his outsider origins. From the beginning, Loki stood apart, gifted not with brute strength like Thor or wisdom like Odin, but with a sharp mind, silver tongue, an unmatched ability to change shape, gender, and form, traits that made him indispensable to the gods even as they learned to fear him. In the earliest myths, Loki appears as a companion rather than a villain, traveling with Odin and Thor across the 9 realms, solving problems the gods themselves created, often through deception that he later had to untangle. It was Loki who helped procure many of the treasures that define the gods, including Thor's hammer Mjölnir, Odin's spear Gungnir, and the golden hair of Sif, all gained after Loki first caused trouble by cutting off Sif's hair while she slept, then bargaining with dwarven craftsmen to fix his mistake. This pattern would define Loki's life, acting first on impulse or amusement, then using cunning to survive the consequences, a cycle that entertained the gods but slowly eroded their trust. Loki's ability to shift shape was legendary, becoming a salmon, a fly, a mare, or an old woman whenever the situation demanded it. And in one infamous story he transformed into a mare, lured away a giant's stallion, and later gave birth to Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse that would become Odin's prized mount. A reminder that Loki's actions often blurred every boundary the gods believed sacred. Despite his chaos, Loki was welcomed at the feasts of Asgard and counted among the Aesir. The cracks in that relationship widened as his pranks grew crueler and his loyalties more ambiguous. Loki fathered monstrous children with the giantess Angrboda, including Fenrir the wolf, Jormungandr the world serpent, and Hel, ruler of the realm of the dead. And when the gods learned of this prophecy-laden lineage, fear replaced tolerance. Odin foresaw that Loki's children would play key roles in Ragnarök, the doom of the gods, and ordered them dealt with before fate could unfold. Fenrir was bound with magical chains after trickery involving Tyr's sacrificed hand. Jormungandr was cast into the sea encircling Midgard, and Hel was sent to rule the cold realm of the dishonored dead, acts that planted deep resentment within Loki's heart. Though still allowed in Asgard, Loki became a figure of bitterness, mocked and mistrusted, tolerated only because of his intelligence and his oath to Odin. That resentment reached its breaking point in the death of Baldr, the most beloved of the gods, whose radiance symbolized hope, purity, and peace. When Frigg secured promises from all things not to harm her son, Loki discovered the one exception, mistletoe, too young and fragile to be asked, and crafted a dart from it. Disguised and manipulative, Loki guided the blind god Hr's hand, ensuring the dart struck Baldr and killed him, plunging Asgard into grief. When the gods sought to bring Baldr back from Hel, Loki again interfered, disguising himself as the giantess Cake and refusing to weep, ensuring Baldr would remain among the dead, an act that shattered any remaining goodwill. Exposed and hunted, Loki fled and transformed himself into a salmon, hiding in a river until the gods captured him, using a net Loki himself had once invented, irony sealing his fate. As punishment, Loki was bound beneath the earth with the entrails of his own son, while a venomous serpent dripped poison onto his face, only relieved when his loyal wife Sigyn caught the venom in a bowl. And when she turned away to empty it, Loki's screams and thrashing were said to cause earthquakes. There he would remain until Ragnarök, the final battle, when his chains would break and he would lead the forces of chaos against the gods he once called family. At Ragnarök, Loki would command a ship, Naglfar, made from the nails of the dead, fight alongside giants and monsters, and face Heimdall, the watchman of the gods, with both killing each other in a final clash that symbolized the end of order and the triumph of fate. Loki's role in Norse mythology is not simply that of a villain, but of a necessary disruptor, a force that challenges stagnation, exposes hypocrisy, and drives the story forward even at catastrophic cost. The Norse worldview did not see good and evil as clean opposites, but as intertwined forces, and Loki embodied that tension, both helper and destroyer, problem solver and catastrophe. His myths reflect a culture that understood the danger of unchecked cleverness, the power of words, and the inevitability of fate, no matter how clever one believes themselves to be. Loki's story is a warning about pride, resentment, and exclusion, but also a reminder that even chaos has a role in the universe, shaping outcomes that gods themselves cannot escape. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the life, myths, and legacy of Loki, make sure to like and subscribe for more mythology and history explained, and let us know in the comments what figure, legend, or ancient story you'd like us to explore next.